So you got in an Uber, and tell us what you did and
Yeah,
why you did it.
I always I mean, it's tough. The things that get a lot of eyes on the internet or the drama, and even on my channel, like I know, man, I have so many rides like that I never even shared that I just know would go viral, because when something bad happens in the Uber, people want to see it. But honestly, and I sound like a what do you call it, like a real dramatic like artist. It's like suffering for my art when I talk about this, but it really is draining for me to like make these videos of like just bad interactions of an Uber, of people treating me like crap. And it's just like, one, I got to relive it. Two, I got to see myself getting treated like that, like as I'm editing for 3 hours straight. And then that's what I'm putting out in the world. I'm like, man, it gets a little draining. So I'd like to balance out the positive as much as I can. And even when I am sharing like a, crappy ride, I try to add some humor to it, or movie clips or something, or like a positive spin. Cause, it's just, there's different ways you can look at the world, and I try to look at it with this, the positive lens. So anyway, I try to do as many positive things as I can. And I thought it'd be a cool idea to, when I hit a certain milestone, to tip based on that milestone. I wanted to do it when I got to 250,000 subscribers, but just for, multiple reasons, not so much procrastination, but like working on other projects. I'd sprained my ankle really bad. Oh yeah, I mentioned that in the video. I sprained my ankle really bad, so I wasn't doing too much of anything. And on top of that, I just basically never take Uber. Like there's really not too many reasons I ever, would need Uber. And the few times it is, I do need Uber, it's, I'm a little drunk, and, not that I would care being on camera drunk, but I just, know I cannot communicate as, effectively as I need to for a video. So yeah, I ended up finally like, what, I want to do this. So I, kind of forced an Uber call, and it worked out really well. The guy that picked me up, I was a little nervous how it would go. I've never done that before. And as comfortable as I am on camera, it's kind of like, it's a lot going on, because I'm like meeting a stranger, as an Uber rider. Like, I don't know who this guy, I'm like making sure he knows where he's going. I'm holding the camera, trying to record, and I'm trying to like have this conversation to him. So it's like the camera works really bad. If I do it, the next time I do it, I'm going to have like somebody else in there with me recording. But basically it came down to, I just knew that like, even if the video is really stupid and it doesn't do well or whatever it is, like, man, I know you give me a $2 tip, it makes my day. I mean, tips, I did a video on Uber earnings, and tips like are a huge factor. And huge. I still remember like I've gotten like maybe 2 or 3 tips of $20, and I'm like, I remember that because it's like, man, that's a big tip. And I got one tip that was $100. So all right, so even if this video is terrible, even if I'm awkward at first, I'm like, look, when I give this guy this tip at the end, he's gonna appreciate it, because I know I would appreciate it. I'm not just this like random guy just giving out money. I'm an Uber driver as well. So that's kind of how I justified it in my head. And, sure enough, the guy was super cool. I asked him best thing, worst thing about Uber and Lyft. And man, I just loved it. He was, I love the fact it took him a while to even think of the worst thing. Like, he had to, think about it, which kind of just showed his mentality of like, he focused on the positive. And even when he said like his worst thing, which I think is a lot of drivers' worst thing, is, just people giving you a hard time. Yeah. He recognized that like a lot of times people are giving you a hard time just because they're having a bad day and they're trying to pass it off onto you. And he was like, hey, I just try to, keep positive and keep calm. And he even said something like, he's never been harmed. And, I thought that was really cool, because it's like, at the end of the day, like, if you're not harmed, like, yeah, well, it's the saying, sticks and stone break bones, but words never hurt me. He's like, hey, he's never been physically harmed, so it's not that bad. And, I was able to give him the tip, and he was really appreciative. And, it was just really cool. So I'm hoping to do it again when I get to 300,000, which, I hope is soon, but sometimes YouTube gets a little stagnant for me. But
bro, I think that's awesome. Pay it forward, man. Honestly, good karma brings good karma. To me, it's like, but it was interesting. Like, initially he goes, no, don't record me, just from the back, right? And then he's handing him the cash. He turns, shakes his hand. So cash, cash is king still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's like, the truth. Yeah. And I was I was like, oh man, how is this going? I was like, oh, what am I going to do if he doesn't want to be recorded? I'm like, I thought it's terrible.
Call another Uber.
Yeah, right. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think you did awesome there. And sometimes you don't do these things for the views, man. You just do it because you want to do it, and it feels good, right?
Right.
So
That's exactly it.
you do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else,
And
honestly.
that's what
So
it came down to. And that's why I'm like, I was like, if anything, like, that's why I kind of like made the video of like, it was kind of like where I'm at. Like I did the playing basketball and walking to get water. Cause it's like, it
hilarious,
just kind of reminded me
hilarious.
of like, hey, this ankle sprain's been like 2 months that I've been like not able to do what I typically do. And,
Yeah,
it's just kind of like remembering how hot it was. Cause it's, I'm sure in New York, I don't know about out west, but we've had this crazy
hot.
heat wave the past couple days. So, it's just
Mhm.
kind of like at the end of the day, exactly what you said. I'm like, no matter what happens, it'll be a nice little, like almost like a journal entry. And then, hopefully make this guy's day, which I think
I
it
think
did.
you did. I think you did
Oh
awesome.
yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.